Good morning. Pray tell, why is it so difficult to make a video? I don't know. I've got one in queue that I'm not publishing because it went off the rails. But before we get started, I would like to shout out to a channel. One of our own is on a health journey as well. You know, weight loss is a real pain in the you-know-what. And she tried carnivore, and it sent her to the hospital. And I'll let her tell you the rest of the story. So please, if you're interested in a new small channel, gotta help the peeps, go to Stephanie's Plant-Based Health Journey. I do believe I have that right. I will double check that name and put it in my description box. Please go have a look, especially if you're struggling with your own health journey. It's nice for us all to be able to get together, talk about it, make a comment, like, subscribe, etc. I never ask anybody to subscribe because, I don't know, I don't worry about these things. I'm here as a fellow human being trying to help another fellow human being. So here I am. All right, so that's set aside, and some noteworthy, praiseworthy prayer results. I don't want you to think your prayers go out into the atmosphere and don't return with any results. The 3 people we were praying for all are doing better. Yay, prayer works. Let me have a sip of this. Ow, that's hot. So, yes, I still make cowboy coffee. Never did get a new coffee maker. My hair's a little wet. I was like trying to, yeah. So, I changed the name of my channel. I don't know if you noticed. What if I lose all my subs and they don't know where I am? They must make a little announcement. nkkpg has changed her channel name. Did they do that? If they do, would you please leave in the comment if you're still getting your, notifications? The other thing is, if you're not getting a notification, you need to unsubscribe, subscribe again, and press the little bell thingy. Guess I call that a notification button. And then you'll start getting notifications again, because YouTube will just drop people off. I don't know why they do that. They unsubscribe them. For whatever reasons, I don't know. It's YouTube, So I changed the name of my channel to The Magic Marshmallow. Why? Because it goes way back, really, before the marshmallow came into my life. When I first got hurt, well, the second time I got hurt after the second car accident, and it affected 2 of my children as well because they were in the vehicle with me. I was looking for the answers to get the pain to let up. I remember talking to this chiropractor in my old hometown in Maine, and I said, I just feel like there's something I'm missing, that there's magic, a miracle in this world for what's ailing me. And he told me he couldn't see me anymore. I'm telling you, terrible chiropractor. I have tried a lot of different things in my life, Herbology and homeopathy were 2 things I depended on because they worked. Somewhere along the line in my life, I just stopped believing. I stopped believing there was any hope. Hope for humanity, hope for myself. And then I think when Dennis got sick, I really went under, you know? Nothing helped. I mean, at first, it looked like he was recovering. And then things changed. And nothing I did, nothing I tried would help. And then he didn't want to try anymore. He didn't. I don't know. But I keep trying. I have moments, periods in time where I lose hope and lose faith in the process, in the magic, in the miracle, in God. And then something small might come up or happen. And suddenly I realize, yeah, the universe is magical. It's profound. It's amazing. Just the very fact that we're all here is a miracle. It's magic. The sun comes up, the sun goes down, the planets in their places just move and know their path. I believe that's what we call God. That this incredible power spoke, and what he spoke became. And so, you know, I've been searching for a van since 2014. And I guess I lost my patience when I missed the van I believed was the right van for me. And 2 days later, I would buy the marshmallow, knowing full well that I shouldn't. And I have been through so much with that van. You know, it left me on the side of the road almost 2 weeks ago. And I just got it back yesterday. Excuse me for coughing. Every morning I'm just Florida, you know. Wish I could get a window open because I wouldn't mind some fresh air in this place. Maybe I'll give that a try today. I don't know. I've been giving things a try and it seems to be working. Magic. To me, it's all miraculous. That's all I mean by magic, that there are miracles in this world and that we can have them in our lives. Little ones, big ones for some people. And even in death, I think there's magic. I think that who we are, the spirit of us, call it the soul, the spirit, our consciousness, moves on. And I read something so profound, and I wish I could remember it word for word, by Florence Scovel Shinn, who I really love her books, her teaching. Let me try to look it up on my laptop. I tried in my previous video, but my laptop just zooms when you try to push it up, and I lose pages, you know what I'm saying? But let me see if I can find that one quote. You know, it was more than just one quote. If I could just grab the essence of what she said. She said, you know, we're so scared of the aging process, and I'm telling you, I was going through hell recently. I was going through hell at the realization of what was happening to my body. My muscles were tightening so badly. I was in pain. I couldn't move. I couldn't help the kids like I wanted to. And then my oldest daughter, in desperation, you know, reached out to me, and we're always in contact, but, You know, she's really distraught. She's suffering. I said, let's go back to homeopathy. Let's try again. And we've been treating each symptom as they come up. And she has got a lot of symptoms, okay? And I said, tell me about the one that screams the most. That loud, this is the most profound thing happening right now. And so we worked on that. But then more stuff just keeps bubbling up, and we became overwhelmed, and she was just taking all kinds of homeopathy. And I said, stop everything. Let's go back to the one thing that's calling out the loudest. And so we did, and we're treating just that. Sometimes you have to step back. You've got to listen to what is the loudest thing in your life, and then you have to fix it. And maybe that's what I was trying to do when I picked that van. When I wouldn't even look at it. I just stood back. I let Maggie look at it. And then I said, sure, I'll buy it. And I sent him home in an Uber. And sometimes I've been really angry at the man. Because I told him, I'm a widow and I don't have a lot of money. If there's something seriously wrong with this, please say so now. And he didn't. And it's okay. Because I believe in what Jesus said. You'll reap what you sow. Be very careful of the seeds you put out there, folks. And I say that with all reverence. For him, for me, for all of us. You'll reap what you sow. Be careful. So I realized that my thigh muscles were so tight, it was becoming impossible to stand and sit. Those two actions were killing me. And I've read so much about, as we're aging, how important that is. And I still can't quite grasp what Florence Shin said. She basically said, we put the thought in our mind of age being failure, debility, suffering, when we should be thinking about health, youthfulness, eternity, that these bodies will fall off and our soul will rise up and become something new. I believe that because I believe in magic. And so, while I help my oldest daughter, and I try to help myself, it just occurred to me, it's all magic, my magic marshmallow. The more it fails, the more I try to bring it back to its youthful origin. And maybe to some, that's insane. My daughter Bonnie, my youngest, she thinks I'm nuts. Every time I tell her the van broke down, she starts laughing hysterically. I'm going to fix it. She really starts laughing hysterically. Give up, Mom. Give up. I'm not the give up type. I can't. I believe that the money's going to come back to me. I don't have to worry about it. I believe that I'm going to get that van to where I want it, and I'm going to get good use out of it. Why do I believe that? I don't know. Why shouldn't I believe it? The body is solid. The engine seems to be running well. The transmission seems all right. I do have a front end problem, and I do have to repair that at a very costly amount because it's both the upper and lower control arms. And he said, well, if I'm going in, we're doing the ball joints too. Indeed, the front end. So that's the long and short of it. What is it I'm trying to say? Don't lose hope and don't lose faith. I know when we're going through a really rough patch, it seems like there's no magic at all, just darkness and sorrow. And sometimes we have to lose something or someone. And we have to go through that dark period. But one day we step outside and we lift our faces up to the sun and the light, and we think, it's all magnificent, beautiful, majestic, a miracle. It's magic. Every little bit of it. Yesterday, I walked without a cane. I returned my son's vehicle because I was using it. And we went, dogs barking, we went to Starbucks and had coffee and a Danish. It was so good. Well, I mean, as far as I could tell, it was good. It was just soft and fluffy and a little bit of custard in the middle, a vanilla custard Danish. Oh. And I had a macchiato thing, majiggy, sugar-free. It wasn't all sugar-free, but the vanilla syrup was. She said, do you want the low-fat milk? No, just the sugar-free syrup, because I was cutting down on the calories as much as I could, you know. Of course, there was the 200-calorie Danish, but let's not go there. I'm being a little more forgiving with myself, but then I realize, like on a day like today, got to tighten up the calories for the next, few days. And he said, let's do something. What do you want to do? I said, I haven't been to the beach in forever. Let's go to the beach. And there's this little beach near us, and it has this lovely little nature path. It's like this wooden boardwalk that goes through the little wild Florida bushy trees. Kind of like scrub brush or something. I don't know what you call it. And I felt like walking. And I didn't have my cane. And I've been treating my muscles with homeopathy. Because I said, I've been treating my spine with homeopathy and it's not working. Now what do I do? And I said to myself, I'm going to try treating the muscles. And so I'm looking up remedies and I'm like, I got that one. It's right in my medicine cabinet. So I started pouring the drops into a little bit of water, swirling it and drinking it 3-4 times a day. And I noticed I walked better. Maybe it's the weather. It was 63% humidity yesterday, which isn't bad for Florida, but it reached like 82 in temperature. That's a little warmer than I like. 77's about as high as I like to go, but there was a breeze at the beach, as always is there. It's kind of a little peninsula. Lots of air flowing. And we walked. I walked the whole length. I had to stop once, rest, just for a few minutes, and then we continued. And then I sat when we reached the end, because there's a little bench there. And we talked, and then I walked back. And I thought to myself, I did it. I did it. And the day before, with my cane, when I first started taking the homeopathy for the muscles, I said, I want to go see Finn's first baseball practice. And it was going to be a bit of a walk. And I did it. And I didn't have to rest at all on that one. Suddenly I feel like I want to do things where before I was like, I'm dying. I just want to go to